Greetings and salutations. This is Emery Barber of ebcreativemedia.com, and we are gathered here for another session of virtual presence, where we are discussing today domain name. What's the big deal? Today we're going to take a look at virtual presence because we've been discussing how you show up in the room. In this case, it's a virtual room, the virtual space. How do you show up in the internet? How do you show up in the social media space? How do you show up in the business media realm of things? And so let's get to it. Domain name, the who, the what, and the where. That's what we're going to discuss, the who, the what, and the where. I want to start with an example. If you were having, let's say, a business pop-up in your new house, no one has ever been there, you've got the best event production company that has existed to design everything for you, Ashley Ann Events, and it's beautiful and it's popping and everybody wants to be there. How will they get there? You have to promote it, right? You have to produce your address, right? Without the address, nobody knows where it is. Without the name or the brand, nobody really knows what to expect when they come to this location. The same thing would be for your birthday party, for your anniversary, for your wedding. Essentially, people need to know the who, the what, the where. Well, your URL or your domain name basically communicates all those things in one. The HTTPS, for instance, that you'll see, it's protocol, hypertext protocol that identifies your location in the World Wide Web of things. The S on the end of it communicates security or secure. It's a secure space to engage business, e-commerce, as it were. You can share your credit card in a locked environment. Without that S, you should be cautious, and I would say cease and desist if you're about to engage in any sort of business transaction where you would expose your business identification, credit card information, and the like. The www speaks to the World Wide Web. It's a subdomain that precedes your domain name. And so it doesn't have to say www. In today's day and time, you can eliminate that totally. It just needs the HTTPS or HTTP : // or in many environments, depending on the actual service that you're using, you can just type in the domain name and the TLD. Okay, let's get to that. The domain name is that brandable title that you use. For us, it's EB Creative Media. But what is the one that you might use? It might be McDonald's. It might be Facebook. It might be Twitter. It is that brandable title that you utilize that you must register and occupy with the registry in the region where your site is ultimately going to be established. The .com is known as, some people call it an extension. It's also known as the domain suffix, but it's most commonly known as the top level domain. Your TLD is going to communicate whether you are a company, whether you're an organization like a nonprofit. Nonprofits tend to use .org. Nonprofits tend to use .org because it is an organization, wherein companies, incorporated, LLCs, LTD might use either LTD or com. A network, for instance, would use .net. A business could use .biz if they wanted to, but if they're a company, typically they're going to use .com. But you have so many right now. You have .me, you have .tv, and then you have edu for universities and colleges, and those are monitored and handled specifically to make sure that this title or this TLD is only given to certain credentialing environments and institutions. And so the who, the what, the where, who you are, what are you doing, and where are you doing it? What is your address? How do I get to your location? This is important for you to basically occupy. Remember, we're talking about your domain. Think of it as your home, your house, where you live. It's important for you to occupy because it's your brand, it's your business. If someone else had the idea and they occupied it first, then you couldn't utilize that name. So you want to occupy it. And even if you're not ready, you have the alternative to park it. And so you can register that particular name. You pay the fee for 1 year or for 10 years if you want to occupy it and secure it. And so you occupy it, or for 5 years. You occupy it, you park it if you're not ready. But once you're ready, then you establish your website or your lead page. And then basically you're going to publish that. That way, it now becomes public. Everybody knows, if let me not say everybody knows, if you want to then be found on the internet of things, in the virtual realm of things, then your address is now shared. Your address is now promoted. Then you begin to create ads that communicate who you are, advertise who you are, where you are, market the things that you're producing or selling by virtue of a product or a service or what have you. And so that's what I wanted to share today. I like to keep it short and sweet. What's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that you need to have your own domain name as it communicates your brand in the internet or virtual realm of things, in the internet superhighway. When people are trying to find your location, your address, your business, your service, what you're selling, what you're giving, again, be it profit or nonprofit, you're going to want to have your domain name, and you're going to want to occupy it. You're going to want to park it, and at some point in time, publish it. Again, this is Emery Barber of ebcreativemedia.com. We provide a plethora of creative media solutions to help our clients bring their vision to fruition. If you're interested in coaching or even in learning from the resources that we provide, please find us on ebcreativemedia.com.